Okay, so we're going to walk through how I set up the ethovision software to do the video tracking part of the class project, which is Social Approach. So the program is this one, ethovision XT15. So we'll double click that. Now, when you come in, the experiment will already have been made, so you're going to need to open it. And since none of you will probably have logged on to this computer before, none of these will be there, so you'll have to find it, but I'll be there for that. Okay, but anyway, we are going to set up a new experiment, and we're going to call this Psych 336 Social Approach. Oh, maybe we'll call it oxytocin and social approach spring 2022. And this is the path where the experiment will be. Users, public, and so on, so on, so on. Okay. Say okay. Thinks about it. Okay, so you won't be doing this, but I thought it would be instructive and informative for you to see what goes into setting this all up. So we'll start with video experiment settings. Okay, I'm going to double check which video we're at. That's camera 2. So number of sources, we're going to have one camera, one source, and it's camera 2, vid 2, one arena, one subject per arena. And for this initial pass, we're just going to do very simple tracking, and what it'll do is take the center point of the rat, the geometric center, and that's what's going to be tracked. Okay. The other option is to do nose and tail base, but we've been having some issues with the sensitivity with the nose point, so I'm not even going to mess with that. We're going to keep it simple. You don't need to worry about this. Everything is in metric. Centimeters is the distance, obviously seconds for time. So that looks good. So we don't need to worry about manual scoring settings, but we do need arena settings. So going to tell it the first one. So we can set up multiple arena settings, but for right now we just need one, right? So we're going to go with this one. And okay, grab image from the camera. So this is the box over here that we're going to be testing in. So we're going to grab that image, and then it comes over here. Now, it really helps if it's bigger. And we'll be able to see this a little bit better once we start working at it, but this is where the stimulus rat's going to go. This is what will be called the social chamber, and this is what will be called the non-social compartment. Okay, so what do we need to do first? Well, first we need to calibrate, draw a scale to calibrate, and we're going to go from there to there, and that distance is 40 centimeters. Okay, so now we've calibrated it. What that does is that's used for tracking how far the animal moves during a test session. Okay, select shape and draw arena. That's what we got to do first. See, there it is. So what I'm going to do is use a rectangle, and go like that. And there we go. Probably move this over just a little bit so I don't miss anything, but that looks good. That's arena 1. I'm going to move this over so it's out of the way. All right. Okay. Next thing. Select shape and draw zones. So that's the next thing we need to do. We're going to do this very simply with straight lines. We don't need to draw anything else. So I need to separate the, oh crap, let me go back. I don't really need this. I forgot about that. So we're going to take this down because I don't need this information because we're not tracking a rat in there. So I took that out. There we go. Now we can get back to drawing the zones. Oop. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so I had put a piece of tape here and down here. And these are the center points. So what I'm going to do is draw this over. Oh crap, didn't want to do that. I want to go to this. Select shape. There we go. Got ahead of myself there. Okay. And what this will do is divide what we're going to call the proximal zone in the social compartment from the distal zone. So proximal being proximal or closest to the stimulus rat, and distal meaning the furthest from the other rat. Okay, I need a few other lines here. We're going to draw this one. This will be separating the social from the non-social compartment. Okay. That's good. Okay. And we're going to do one more. Actually, I don't like that. Let me see if I can get that down a little bit. Whoa. Okay, there we go. And draw one more that's on this one here. There we go. And I think that'll work. Okay, so now we just have to label them. So we have auto label. Now we're going to add zone labels. Let's go over here. Okay, this is our proximal zone. Okay. Add zone label. This is our distal zone. Okay. Add zone label. This is called protected, because this is where the door is. So if the rat's down here, it's safe, it's protected, but it can still see out into the social compartment. And then finally, the last one is the hidden zone. Okay? All right, and then what we also want to do is combine these so that we have a combined amount of time in the social compartment and the combined amount of time in the non-social compartment. So it would be add cumulative zone. So we'll call the first one social, and that would be distal plus proximal. Okay, and you see how it puts them in there. And we're going to do one more. We're going to call this the non-social compartment. Okay, hidden and protected. There you go. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a moment, catch my breath. Okay, I'm back. So now we just hit validate setup, and it's valid arena setting, so we're good. All right, so now we need to set up our trial. So we're going to have two different trial control settings. One is going to be for the 3-minute baseline, and the other one will be for the 10-minute test. So we'll do the 3-minute baseline first. And the way this works is you have the start trial or stop the trial, and the tracking will start after a given amount of time. So after it detects the condition, that is the rat is in there, it will wait a certain amount of time. And initially we make this 2 seconds. And I will explain why 2 seconds in class or while you're in here. Okay, so that's been changed to 2 seconds. So now, after 2 seconds, it will start to track, and we want it to only run for 3 minutes. So we're going to change this to minutes and make that 3, and that's it. And then after 3 minutes, it'll automatically stop. Okay, so now we need to make a new trial control settings. And for this one, we're going to leave this at 1 second because the rat will already be in the box. So we don't need to have that little bit of extra time to get our hands out of the way. And hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I guess I should have put my phone on silent. Okay, so anyway, this one is going to be 10 minutes. So we need to change the setting here after minutes, 10 minutes, and we're good. Okay. All right. So again, 1 second. It'll start to track, run it for 10 minutes, and it'll stop it. Okay. So detection settings. That's the next thing we need to do. the one we're going to be using, I got to go over here to advanced, and when we have a white rat up against a black background and it moves around a lot, we do something called dynamic subtraction. And there you go. You see how all that fuzzy stuff went away? So that's what we're going to use for this one. Trial list. It comes up with 5 trials to begin with. So what do I need to do? Okay, this is acquisition status. Arena settings. We're going to always use arena settings 1. Okay, trial control settings 1 initially. Detection settings 1. What I'm going to do is change that one to that one. And then this will be trial control settings 2. This will be detection settings. So every rat is going to get 2 trials. The first trial is going to be use trial control settings 1. So that's a 3-minute test. After that, they're going to be given another trial, which is going to be a 10-minute trial. They have to be separate trials because we have to do something in between them. Like we have to get our hands in there and open the door. And the only way to do that is to have 2 individual independent trials. Okay, so the only other thing I need to do here is add some variables. So we're going to call the first one is going to be the rat. That'll be the label for the rat. And then we're going to have, what's this one? We'll call this one strain. And there will be 2 possibilities. One is going to be SD. The other one is going to be F344. And we're not going to allow any other values because that's the only values there will be. And then finally we're going to have treatment. Oh, gotta take my cap locks off. Treatment. Okay, and there's going to be only 2 options, vehicle or oxytocin, and no other values. Okay, and that's it. Then we do that, and okay, and I'm going to add, I'll be adding a bunch of these trials. We're going to have 32 rats, 64 trials. I'm going to do a couple extras. So if I add, I don't know, let's say 64, we'll do 64 trials, add them on, and that's it. Okay, so if I do this, copy, and take you all the way down to the end, I think, there we go. So I've set it up. Okay, all right, so that's it for setting it up. I'm going to probably run a rat just to test it, make sure everything works, and I will make a video of that as well. But this at least gets us through everything that we're going to be doing. Okay.